Hey Stampin' friends, Darlene with Darling Stamps. So today for Thrifty Thursday, I thought I would talk a little about framelits and thinlets. Sometimes a confusion between the two doesn't seem to fan out, and it's kind of a little bit of a mystery, but it shouldn't be. So the framelits and thinlets, so you have basically framelits, which are pretty obvious. They are going to frame out either this a shape or what you've stamped in. Here's actually a card that I did where I used the base, just the scallop edge, and then came in with the stitched oval, so it kind of sits inside, or what we call nesting inside. And then I have a little framelit that cut out these from the designer paper. So that would be kind of a framelit. But a lot of these are done with the Big Shot, which I showed in a previous video. And a lot of you may have a Big Shot, you may not, but it does pose as not the only cutting machine out there, but it does streamline your crafts. So these are considered the framelets. The thinlets are things that are actually don't have much open space, like this happy birthday. Or, so a word, or it does have some open space, so it's not going to frame anything, but this would be considered a thinlet. There are precision plates, and of course your sandwich. I comment if you need a little bit more information about the sandwich and the Big Shot, but this is one that I wanted to assemble for you here. So I took the happy birthday and the actual, just for an accent piece, and what I was going to do, and I'll probably glue it off, camera just so that you can get a picture of that. Okay, so I have assembled the shadow effect. You can see how the two happy birthdays together gives you a little bit of a shadow. So on this white background gives you your dimension on there. And then I'm going to take, this actually was from my my pumpkin for May, and just using up the paper and giving a birthday card flair to it. But I did want to use, and this is just the punch I did with the paper from the kit as well. Kind of give a little bit of a border to it, flip up those edges there. As I'm assembling this, there's a lot of stamping companies out there. You'll hear people who do Stampin' Up, some don't do Stampin' Up, and they'll give their reason why they don't do it. And they feel that they don't want to feel limited. And, I am not exclusive Stampin' Up. I don't feel that there are other stamps I like as well. So, I agree that there are some great supplies out there. I like, and then there's my stamp, my card. But just kind of going through, I like Stampin' Up because of the support. I like it because of their quality. I love how it coordinates. And there's training, friendship between Stampin' friends. They give fresh ideas. This is a kit that came with the pumpkin. So this kind of presents just an easier way of doing it. I get free stuff all the time. There's reward program. So everyone has their own style of stamping. So anyhow, that's my little 2-minute commercial as far as Stampin' Up. So some people like it, some people feel it's limited, the changing of the colors, staying fresh, staying hip, staying within just an ever-evolving world. So anyhow, Stampin' Up is by far a company that I feel is rounded in everything they have, not just stamps, not just paper, not just their inks. So anyhow, so that is our Thinlit, and then their framelits. I want to show you another one. This I already punched out, and I'm going to use my my little Big Shot I got this out. Oh, it just already popped. I was trying to show you how I get those little spots out of there. And I actually used this on an envelope that came in a kit because it was really thin paper and I wanted to have it so it gives me a wood grain plus it was the green. But I wanted to use tone on tone. So this will become, I don't need that. So my card, I will actually put this tone on tone. So you can see how I just converted, this was the envelope, so this is the inside, but putting it on top of that, and then I will be able to actually put a sentiment or even the paper that would go actually underneath. So this would be kind of a layer, just like the other one with the wood. But the thrifty part about it is that this was just an envelope that would have been too thin by itself, but by putting it together, it'll give me a nice contrast with that card. So that kind of is our framelit. One of the tips I wanted to show you, the difference between a framelit and a thinlit, is pretty much the details. So you can see with the happy birthday or the flowers and leaves versus the framelits. So it depends on the variety and the detail, but basically some sets you get would have a mix of the two exclusively, like this is just our ovals and our rounds. I wanted to kind of go through and look at, there's a precision plate when you get real small detail because you don't want your dies to warp. So anyhow, that's all I have today. Real short video, just a tip to make thrifty about how you use your cards, how we use the aspects of our different dies, and making a variety out of anything that you do. Hope you enjoyed this Thrifty Thursday. I'm going to be putting out the June paper pumpkin, and I hope that I will see you then. If you haven't subscribed, I would love, as the greatest compliment, for you to subscribe to the channel, and as I'm hoping to build some more Stampin' Friends, that you would join me as well. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.